crocodiles. And if you look around the crowd right now, everyone has a phone out because you are dying to see one of us get smashed by a crocodile today. So that you can post it on your YouTube. Hopefully it's Nick and not me. So you can post it on your YouTube channel and make a million bucks out of it. Because it's exciting, but at times it can be sad for the poor crocodile because they get painted as this monster. And what we're going to try and do is show you the real crocodiles, some facts about them, what they really are all about. Most importantly, how to keep yourself safe in croc territory, because it's actually really easy to do. There's no circus tricks involved on our shows here at the zoo. We don't sit on their backs or anything like that. What we try to do is show you natural behaviours, how they hunt, how they stalk food, which Charlie's doing right now. He's trying to work out where I am. Now, the added bonus that we all have is we've got clear water. We can see Charlie as he's swimming through this water. In the wild, he would be living in completely dirty water. Beneath that water, he can hide, he can camouflage. He's giving himself away a little bit now. He's too big to go through that creekway without being seen. But once he pulls into the deep water, all those lumps and bumps all the way down his back, they're called osteoderms, they create currents and countercurrents that cancel each other out. So he can move through that water and you won't see this surface move, you won't see swirls or ripples or anything like that. The other thing he can do when he's under the water, you'll notice anytime myself and Nick are working around him, we're stamping our feet. That's so he can tell where we are. He's got little tiny nerve endings all over his jaws, particularly his bottom jaw. They're called integumentary sense organs. So as an animal like a kangaroo or a pig is coming down to the water to get a drink like this, see right now he's locating exactly where I am. Staying beneath the water, because what he's waiting for is for an animal to go and stick its mouth into the water to get a drink. Do you want to do that?
Help yourself out.
So he's waiting for a pig or a kangaroo to come down like this, to not know where he is. He will stay submerged at all times. Charlie, when he has to, he can hold his breath for over 8 hours under the water. So he has got all the time in the world. He'll stay beneath that water, wait for the animal to get nice and close. He's been here all at a time, so he's giving himself away for the food mixer. Oh boy. This is, yeah, give it a round of applause, this is amazing. Let's go change my undies. But you can see, once he got a bit of a move on there, I could easily still walk backwards and stay out of his way. No worries at all. You get to have a bit of a look at his body shape and body structure there once he actually comes out on the land. So let's see if we can get him back in the water. What we'll try and do next is we're going to take him over here to this ramp, and this is Charlie's favourite part of the show. Charlie. There we go. So we'll see if we can get him back in the water. We'll get him over to this ramp, and it's probably the most dangerous part of the show because he's so good at it. So Nick can do that today. Thanks, mate.
Alright, now, as Toby said, this is something that Charlie absolutely loves. We call him the king of the tail walk. But this is not something we've had to teach any of the crocs at the zoo, because this is essentially a natural hunting behaviour. But not just big crocs. This is something they have to learn and they utilise a lot more when they're little hatchlings. Those first few years of life for crocodiles is very dangerous. They're tiny, about 15 centimetres long, and they spend those first few years hiding from every other predator in the river system. So other crocodiles, sharks, birds from overhead, and they learn that they can be up against the fringes of the waterway and they'll launch up and out of the water to grab little prey items like frogs and insects. And this is a very successful hunting technique and something that they will continue to use as they grow. But as they grow, so too does their potential prey. Now he's only got a very small amount of his body exposed, and you have to remember that up in northern Australia, you would not be able to see all of that body underneath the water. You'd see about 10 square centimetres for a crocodile that essentially weighs over 500 kilos. So he doesn't give his position away very easily. He would actually just look like a piece of floating timber in the waterway. Now Charlie does tend to play the waiting game, but I promise you it is well worth it when you see just how much power he has. Yeah, that's pretty incredible. I'd be lying if I said that wasn't something that I've dreamt about before, but my hand is inside his mouth. He has got the greatest jaw pressure of any animal on the planet by an enormous margin. So that popping noise that you heard, his jaws coming together, it's essentially bone on bone. He doesn't have the tissue on his lips like we do. It's essentially skin wrapping over the top of what is very dense bone, and for good reason, because in his jaws he has well over 3,500 pounds per square inch closing, which sounds just like a big number, but when you put it into context, it's about the same amount of pressure as those huge hydraulic machines that squash a car into a cube at the wreckers. That's what he's got at the back of his jaws. No other animal even comes close. Great white sharks, hippos. Lucky we got a Bond sponsorship. Toby here, he's also sponsored by Bond. It's not just Robert, he's an underwear model. Loves getting his shirt off all the time. Most people probably seen his fitness videos on YouTube. It's called Shirtless Toby. He's actually got a Lego figure made after himself. He's been in the zoo 27 years, literally.
No, yeah, you just stop talking, just get in. Okay, so we'll get Charlie down this other end, so all you guys down here can have a look at him. Now Charlie is a bit of a unique crocodile to us here at the zoo in that he's not from the wild. He's actually never lived in the wild. He was actually born at a crocodile farm in Thailand. Came to Australia when he was just a little fella. Went to a really small wildlife park up in Harvey Bay until it closed down, and he was, I guess, rescued from there by Steve and Terry in the early 90s. So because of the way he was brought up, living in a croc farm, which for anyone who's been to a crocodile farm, they're not the nicest place if you're a crocodile. Because of it, he's probably easily our most dangerous crocodile at the zoo. He's never had a fear of people like most of your wild crocodiles have. So it makes him super dangerous. All the crocs, when you learn to feed crocs here at the zoo, he's the last one you learn to feed. Myself and Nick have been away for 6 weeks on our crocodile research trip. Today's our first day back, and when I found out just before it was Charlie, fair to say we probably need that Robert Bond's sponsorship because your heart just goes at 1,000,000 miles an hour. He can be a little bit terrifying. Now, having a look at us like Charlie's doing today is a bit of a captive trait. In the wild, if he was hunting an animal, he wouldn't show himself or do this. He would do everything from that ambushed position beneath the water. He'd wait for that animal to come down to get itself a drink. Animals like pigs and kangaroos, they can't buy water. Or turn on a tap. Yeah, give it a round of applause, he's doing so